before 1:30 this afternoon. It happened on Upper York Road. Upper York Road is closed in both directions between Bypass Road and Youngs Road, and motorists are asked to avoid the area. The Prime Minister is refusing to confirm if he raised an Australian Navy incident with the Chinese President. Navy divers were struck by a sonar pulse emanating from a Chinese frigate sailing in international waters. Australia raised concerns through diplomatic and defence channels, but the opposition argues it should have been discussed with Xi Jinping. Despite repeated questioning in Parliament, Anthony Albanese won't reveal the nature of his conversation with the President.
And one of the things that characterises good diplomacy and foreign policy is that when you have a private conversation, just like when I have a private conversation with the Leader of the Opposition, it stays private.
Extra restrictions will be placed on asylum seekers who have been released from immigration detention due to a High Court ruling. 138 people have now been set free, and most are following strict visa conditions. But 3 are refusing to comply and 1 has gone on the run. Immigration Minister Andrew Giles has told Parliament in the wake of the release, the government is setting up new laws to improve community safety.
Including by making it an offence for some to work with another person who's a minor or another vulnerable person. An offence for going near a school, childcare centre or daycare centre. An offence also for an individual to contact their victim or their victim's family.
The Adelaide City Council is looking to move its Australia Day citizenship ceremonies to the day before, on January 25. Councillor Henry Davis says it's not for political reasons, it would save money.
It actually gives more opportunity for people to spend time with their friends and family on Australia Day, including from the staff point of view and even from my point of view as a councillor. But the Adelaide City Council is still planning to have a celebration on Australia Day. There's going to be a concert. I even think that there's a morning of mourning. I don't think that this is politically motivated.
A report is expected to go before Council tomorrow, with the move to potentially save ratepayers $5,000. A new report from the Grattan Institute has found adult vaccination rates for several dangerous diseases is putting Australians' health at risk. The think tank is recommending a new national vaccination plan to increase immunity in the adult population for influenza, shingles, COVID-19 and pneumococcal. Royal Australian College of GPs Vice President Michael Clements says people need to have regular check-ins with their doctors.
It's only when they go to their GP and see about the repeat script for their blood pressure, or maybe they're getting the diabetes checked, that we remind them that, hey, you're actually due and eligible for your shingles vaccine. You're due for a top-up of your COVID vaccine.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
The Crusader Caravan's 21st birthday sale starts Wednesday at Cameron Caravans, your local Crusader dealer.
AFLW boss Nicole Livingstone is moving on. She's announced she'll stand aside after this weekend's grand final. Italy is the toast of the tennis world, winning the Davis Cup for a second time, beating Australia 2-love in the final. Yannick Sinner provided the knockout blow, beating Alex de Minaur in the final singles rubber 6-3, 6-love. The Italian says having Australian coach Darren Cahill was a key to success.
He was really important for me, for my how I also grow as a player, because I feel like he gave me a lot of confidence in one way. Obviously he gave something new to the team.
And Aussie Oscar Piastri has finished his rookie season in the Formula Ones with a 6th placing at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. World champion Max Verstappen won his 19th race of the season. That's sport. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon at Medindi, damaged barrier look out for today. Main North Road in Norwich Terrace speeds at 40. Adelaide 500 has wrapped up, but still got some detours and roads closed around the east end of the city and through the Parkland, so avoid that for the next week or so. Got a lane closed at Woodville Road near Kemp Street, a bit sluggish at the moment. And look out for cameras today. Dyson Road, Christie's Beach and Hillier Road at Ranella. Shop Target's Black Friday sale for unmissable offers like half price off selected Lego ends today. T's and C's apply. Shop in store, online or via the Target app. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast, becoming cloudy this afternoon, showers and a possible storm tomorrow, 21, partly cloudy Wednesday, 23, mostly sunny and 25 on Thursday. Right now it's 25 degrees. Now let's see what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brenton Raglis. Tonight, Adelaide's love triangle murder conspiracy case. The latest is 2 women face court. Exclusive, the man in a Collingwood jumper seen punching a woman in our CBD. Can you help catch him? insider tips to make the Christmas shopping budget go further, and the summer specials looming on hundreds of supermarket favourites. See the full story live on 9 News at 6 p.m. and online now.
For nearly 40 years, no one has done certified used cars quite like Steinborner Automotive, with dedicated yards including SA's best range of commercials loaded and ready to go, including SA's only dedicated small car and SUV centre, and SA's only large SUV and 4x4 centre suited for any lifestyle. Steinborner still also has the best range of Commodores, from ZBs to the collectibles. View all late model used vehicles at steinborner.com.au. Steinborner Automotive. It's well worth the trip.
Those summer nights. You go outside, the family's asleep, crickets chirp, and all is good. The stars shine down, and Pool's asleep, snuggled under her Walco blankie. She's warm, not evaporating, and you're warm in your heart because you're saving bucks. This feeling, it's called Walco. Walco pool blankies, liners and rollers, making a real splash in SA.
There's Millionaires Mix, Triple Choc Heaven and Macadamia Magnifique. Merry Christmas, folks. I'm Brett Charlesworth, and they're just 3 of over 100 mouth-watering delights we make for you at Charlesworth Nuts. This year, more than ever, you need to spoil yourself and your guests with the very best and the absolute freshest. And when it comes to nuts, that means Charlesworth. I guarantee you will taste the amazing difference that 80 years of experience brings. 11 family-owned stores or shop online. Why Charlesworth? Because fresh nuts taste better.
It's Ian Healy, and I'm here to talk to you about back pain and FIVEAA. If you're one of the 80% of Australians who suffer from back pain, it's tempting to do nothing. But this can cause weaknesses down the road. The best place to start with back pain is exercise, and the best place to exercise is FIVEAA. FIVEAA's physios and Swiss-designed strength training equipment help you build strength in a supervised environment. I go to FIVEAA, and you can too, at our new clinic in Norwood. Book your initial assessment at FIVEAA.com.au.
Discover the ocean state of mind with Explorer Journeys and Phil Hoffman Travel. Explore the picturesque Greek and Croatian shores from Athens to Venice, or bask in the beauty of Mykonos sunsets from Athens to Istanbul. From $8,099 per guest in an ocean terrace suite with 9 included culinary journeys, selected beverages, complimentary Wi-Fi and more. Book now to receive €150 credit per suite. Contact Phil Hoffman Travel. Visit pht.com.au.
This Christmas will look a lot different for struggling families and vulnerable members of our community. The ongoing cost of living crisis makes it impossible to put a decent family meal on the table. And keeping a roof over their heads is getting harder and harder. People shouldn't be hungry, anxious and desperate this Christmas. Vinnie's needs your help to give emergency support this Christmas. Head to vinnies.org.au or call 13 18 12 to donate.
The FIVEAA Player app lets you listen to all your favourite FIVEAA shows wherever you go.
FIVEAA Afternoons with Angie McBride.
It is 9 minutes past 3, 8223 0000. Just a reminder, on Friday, this coming Friday, is FIVEAA Radiothon. We're raising funds for Variety, the children's charity, and we need your help to raise much-needed funds to ensure that this Christmas is special for all South Australian children, regardless of their challenges. I'll be live, yes, I'll be out there with the people, from 1:30 at the Adelaide Airport. We're at the front of Cooper's Ale House. We'll be taking donations all this week, and we'll have your chance to bid on some amazing auction items across the day. To find out more, visit fiveaa.com.au and keep listening to FIVEAA. But keep listening and ring up now. Think our oh yes we are. Hello, FIVEAA Facebook and YouTube live stream. Thanks to Foodland Supermarkets.
And they called it Puppy Love.
Time to talk all things pets with Dr. Derek.
Gotta love a bit of Donny Osmond. Hello, Dr. Derek McNair. How are you?
Bit of Donny without the Marie.
Exactly.
Yes, yeah, I'm good.
Now, you are here taking people's questions, 8223 0000. And we want to put all callers, so get your calls in now, in the running to win the $50 Pet Butcher voucher. The Pet Butcher is baking fresh, lean and healthy meat and veggie loaves daily for your fussy, furry family. How are you? How's the week been? What's new in the pet world?
Well, what's new with us, and I was listening to Smitho when you were talking to him, and I actually forgot last Monday to warn everyone. I forgot the car race was coming up, but yes, we had one cat in with the noise had run through a window. So fortunately they weren't badly injured. They had a cut on their tail. It could have been a lot worse.
So what ran through just the house window, or
yes. And one of our cats, I forgot as well. One of our cats was outside, and it was actually the earlier planes. It wasn't even the loud planes, because I thought we'll have them indoors. I didn't realise there was other planes coming, and she ran indoors with the smaller planes when they went earlier. So I think it's like all pets, and even some people you get a fright when you're not expecting
they
it.
can probably hear it a hell of a lot clearer, and it's a lot louder.
Yes.
With their supersonic hearing.
Yes, yes, and they can sense. Well, no, it's probably not. I mean, dogs can sense atmospheric changes, and that's why sometimes with thunderstorms, they can tell thunderstorms are coming before we can with the noise and the lightning. But I don't think the planes would cause atmospheric change, but they certainly made the ground move when they went over. There was huge.
Yeah, my last cat, Madonna, she would every weekend she'd be under the bed for the whole 4 days of the race. Like, it's fun for everybody, but not for the animals.
No, it must be very frightening, and they don't. And I always think, sort of slightly going off a tangent, they don't know what's happening.
No,
and it's always like, some dogs and cats we get, which is really nice for our egos, and all vets' egos, they like going to the vets, but most of them don't. And I think it's understandable, because I always make the analogy that none of us like going to the dentist, but we actually know why we're going to the dentist, whereas dogs and cats don't know why they're going to the vets.
Well, with things like that, like the noises and stuff, I've heard that you shouldn't grab them and console them, because that makes them think, oh, they should be fearful. So with the planes and that going over, what should you do if your cat runs under the bed or is upset? Should you just let them ride it out, or should you protect them?
Yes, it depends on the level of panic. If
they run through a glass window,
If they're not, you want to stop that, obviously. I mean, if they're super frightened, then I think consoling them is a good idea. Maybe just sit with them in a I was going to say in a quiet room, but you can make it as quiet as you can, in a darkened room, so there's no bright lights. Maybe just turn the television on at a low volume, and just sit there, and you try and act normally.
Yes.
But just so you're beside them for comfort, without overdoing it and going, there, it's okay, because they have found in some studies that, yes, they will pick up on you being a bit anxious, and that can make them more anxious and be thinking, yes, there is a good reason to be afraid, whereas there usually isn't.
All right. Now get those calls in for you to go in the running for the $50 Pet Butcher voucher, 8223 0000. And if you tune into the 5AA Facebook and YouTube live stream, thanks to Foodland Supermarkets, you'll see that Dr. Derek and I are both wearing Christmas green. I know, Josh just pointed that out.
Coordinated.
Snap, look at us.
Coordinated.
We've got our Chrissy green on. Now, speaking of Christmas, we're going to talk a few things Christmas. Owners like to give pets as a gift at Christmas, don't they?
Yes. Some people do, and on the surface it's very nice, and the RSPCA and Animal Welfare League have got, sadly, lots and lots of dogs and cats, lovely dogs and cats looking for homes. So it's very nice to think, yes, I'll get one of them to give them a home, I'll give it to my auntie or my partner or whoever. If you think of doing that, don't make it a surprise. Please ask them first. It's all very nice getting a pet, and everyone's all very excited, but with a bit of luck you might have them for 20 years. So there's a lot of time, a lot of effort. If you go on holiday, sometimes you have to find somewhere for them to stay, and there is expense. You have to feed them. If you're lucky, the vet bills won't be super big, but you have to feed them, you have to get them bedding. If you've got a dog, you've got to get leashes, harnesses, take them to puppy school, take them to obedience classes. So there's a lot of extra expense involved. So if you find somebody, cats are much less expensive than dogs. So, but do check, don't make it a surprise, because you need to make sure they're all set up and they know what they're in for.
And giving them on actual Christmas Day, that can be quite stressful in itself, because more likely than not, there's a lot of people around and they might get scared anyway. Because when you take a pet home, you've got to make sure, quiet, safe space. Either block them into one room or let them scope out their surroundings, and you can't do that really on Christmas Day, can you?
Yes, you're quite right. That's what you want to do, and I always think puppies and kittens, a lot of them come from interstate. So we have an awful lot of puppies that come from interstate, and I always think how well they manage that. They leave their mum and their siblings, and they obviously get driven to an airport, and then they fly down to Adelaide, and then they get picked up by people they've never seen before. And so you need to provide a lot of TLC. But you're right, you want a nice, calm environment to introduce them to. And lots of TLC, and they understandably are probably a bit nervous, so you want to make sure, as you say, there's not a lot of crazy people there on Christmas Day or bouncing around and shouting or singing and stuff like that. That would not be appropriate, and it wouldn't be ideal circumstances at all. So please do your homework. Please do your homework if you're going to buy a pet for yourself.
Yes. But
certainly do make sure if you're going to buy one as a present that the person who you're going to give it to wants the pet and knows what they're in for.
Yes. We've got the $50 voucher to give away thanks to the Pet Butcher, 8223 0000. Hello, Lindsay. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good.
Good. I've just got a question, Dr. Derek. I have a 5-year-old Labradoodle who's the most food-driven dog you would have ever seen.
Yes, anything with the lab in it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been for a long time a little bit wide around the hips, and he's been on the Royal Canin Society weight management.
Yes.
And I'm just wondering if there's an alternative, because that doesn't seem, well, it's probably doing its job, but it's over $200 a bag now for the 10-kilo bag, so I'm just seeing if there's something else that I could use.
Yes, there is. I mean, satiety, and I think it does work in some cases, it doesn't work in other cases, is meant to fill dogs up. I mean, scientifically it does, and it works. It's meant to make them feel more satisfied and make them less hungry. I have a problem with Labradors. I don't think they found anything that will make Labradors less hungry.
Correct.
There's also, they actually found that it's called satiety. It's because of satiation, that you want to be satisfied, and they found genetically there's a gene in dogs that tells them when they have had enough to eat, but it's defective in Labradors, and they think this is why, if you fed a Labrador 23 hours of the day, it would want to eat for the last hour. So what you can do, are you feeding it to keep his weight down or to try and satisfy his hunger?
Well, to keep his weight down. I don't think anything would ever satisfy his hunger.
No. Okay, to keep his weight down, the other alternative you've got is just getting what's called a light food. There's various lower calorie foods that you can get, and there's many different companies that make them. The Royal Canin is an excellent food. Hills is an excellent food. Eukanuba is an excellent food. Things like Black Hawk is a good food as well. There's slightly lower quality, but they're also generally slightly cheaper as well. So you can go into a cheaper brand. Make sure it says light on it, and that usually means there's less calories in it. And try and fill them up with vegetables. So dry food, no matter what dry food you get, even the satiety, the light food, they're all still fairly fattening. So
are you thinking like mushed up carrots, pumpkin, potato, corn, stuff
exactly.
like that? Do they still need protein, or
I think a little bit of dry food is good.
Okay.
For a Labrador, you could even get away with literally counting up about maybe 20 pieces of dry food, and you could give that twice a day, and that's plenty. And then make up a whole lot of vegetables as well. So lots and lots of carrots, lots of greens, all those sort of things. They might help to hopefully fill them up a bit without putting on the weight. But yes, the dry food, no matter which dry food you get, some are lower in calorie than others, but they're all fattening.
Hey, Lindsay, when your beautiful
Yes.
dog looks at you with puppy dog eyes, what do you do?
Look, he normally looks at me with puppy dog eyes when I'm sitting down with my dinner.
Yeah, of course,
So
of course.
that's the other half of the problem is the little sneaky bits you get.
Is
as well.
the treats.
Oh, now, well, that's up to you,
And
Lindsay.
that's why you can make carrots as the treat. And most dogs, especially Labradors or Labradoodles, will like carrots. So you can make that as the treat, because they often, and they found it's also not the size of the treat. So if you're giving like fatty treats, give them a tiny bit, almost a crumb, because it's actually the getting something that they enjoy, not the quantity of it. So if you gave 100 crumbs, then you'd make him 100 times more happy than if you gave him one big plate full. Sorry?
No, I was going to say it's great for training him and getting him to do things. The rewards of the food, but other than that, it's just putting on the weight.
Yes, and also if you find the carrot doesn't work and you want to give some protein, then kangaroo, little bits of kangaroo, because it's the lowest fatty.
Okay. So how many times a day should
dogs be fed?
Yeah, well, the dog that's trying to lose weight.
I like dogs being fed twice a day.
Okay.
The problem with that is you tend to feed more, feeding twice a day rather than just one meal a day. So I tell people to get the daily amount ready beforehand, and then whatever they give, whatever's left at the end of the day, they can give. But yes, you want to regulate it. And most food companies do their testing in cold weather, so the dogs generally need to eat a bit more food to keep warm, whereas summertime in Adelaide they don't need that extra food to keep warm. So usually you can feed a lot less than they say in the packet as well.
Okay.
But yes, I like dogs being fed twice a day, especially Labradors when they've got the round tummy, and some of them are a bit prone to bloat. So the smaller the meal, the better.
So maybe you have to be just a little bit more restrictive, Lindsay.
I'll give it a go.
Okay, good luck.
Tough love.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you.
Animals just have us. How do they get us wrapped around their paws?
I know, and they have and as you see, they have the cute look, Labrador eyes and Labradoodle eyes. They have the cute look and go, okay.
Oh, I know.
And once you
I know.
start doing it, you can't stop. That's the problem.
It's 23 minutes past 3. Keep the calls coming. We've got the $50 Pet Butcher voucher. The Pet Butcher baking fresh, lean and healthy meat and veggie loaves daily for your fussy furry families. Dr. Derek McNair is here.
FIVEAA celebrates 12 days of Christmas with Frederick Street Finest. Look for Frederick Street Finest in the fancy blue packet at your local Drake supermarket. Keep listening for more great gift ideas. Merry Christmas from FIVEAA.
Set sail for maritime adventure at the Dockside Festival in Port Adelaide. Explore iconic port vessels, handmade markets, and indulge in a mouth-watering seafood experience while sipping local beverages. Plus, live music, carnival rides, food trucks, and interactive fun for the kids. For sports enthusiasts, enjoy the action on the Port River. The best part? Entry is free. Dockside Festival, Saturday 9 and Sunday 10th of December at the Port River Waterfront, Port Adelaide. Docksidefestival.com.au.
Our pets can be such a comfort, and to some of us, they're clearly part of the family. So show them you care and head into your local Cheapest Chips for amazing catalogue deals out this Wednesday.
Keep your pets looking their best with 40% off all pet clothing. And you can get some really good pet clothes as well. And keep them entertained with 30% off all pet toys.
And upgrade your feathered friend's home and check out the bird cage with a stand. It's only $189. That's $189. You can save $30.
Yes, and help your pet stay cool with the Pet Sprinkler Splash and Playmat for just $20. And don't forget to grab some puppy training pads. 100 bulk pack. For just $20, save $6.
And so get to your local Cheapest Chips for amazing catalogue deals out this Wednesday. Even pets live cheaper every day at Cheapest Chips.
I'm Ned, and I'm a geek. I'm no good at voiceovers, but amazing at fixing your tech problems. All Geeks to You techies work on any device and give great advice. For in-person or remote tech support, go to geeks2u.com.au. That's the number 2, the letter U.
Get great value Christmas gifts this Black Friday at Coles. Like selected gift cards from TCN, now 15% off. Redeemable at JB Hi-Fi and more. That's great value, hands down, at Coles. In-store only, excludes TCN variable load cards. Offer ends Tuesday, limits and T's and C's apply.
It's the final week of the St John Christmas Home Lottery major weekly draws, and you could win our huge $200,000 mega cash draw. Plus, all tickets go into next week's main draw for the $5.2 million grand prize, including a waterfront home in Westlakes, $250,000, a Porsche and more. Or choose $4.5 million in cash. Get your tickets before midnight Sunday to be in this week's draw. Buy your tickets now at stjohnlottery.com.au. Licence number M14453.
Kirkbride Seafood on Doothie Street, Unley, process their own fish. It means they're a true seafood shop. They do it all on site, right in front of you. It's quite an art form and pretty amazing to watch. You won't find that in many seafood shops. So if there's a particular cut of fish you like, fillet, butterfly fillets, loins, steaks, tail, just ask and they'll cut it for you right there. Kirkbride Seafood, Doothie Street, Unley. Visit kirkbrideseafood.com.au.
There's a lot to love about learning just about anything with WEA. Real-time, face-to-face learning with like-minded people. Learn about subdividing land and property development or gardening in a changing climate. Visit wea-sa.com.au.
The 5AA Player app lets you listen to all your favourite 5AA shows wherever you go.
5AA Afternoons with Angie McBride.
27 minutes past 3, 8223 0000. Dr. Derek Manera is here. Quickly, we've still got time for calls. Go in the running for the $50 Pet Butcher voucher. So speaking of Christmas, Dr. Derek, how do dogs and cats fare around decorations and wrap presents? I know if I put some wrapping paper in a bowl and throw it, Edna will chase it, but that's okay, isn't it? It's just paper.
Yes, it is. Yes, yeah. Yes. I mean, cats are pretty good. Cats will play with things. The only thing with cats is sometimes we have had them that they swallow ribbons.
Oh.
So
no.
you have to be a little bit careful with wrapping paper and stuff. Dogs more destructive and tear things apart, but it's often what you're wrapping. You have to be careful with. It's often chocolates get left on the table when they're being wrapped up, and they're very toxic to dogs. And also, I'll probably remind people every week because a lot of people don't know that grapes are very toxic to dogs as well.
Really?
So grapes and raisins, and yes.
What is it?
So they don't know. There's a poison in them that they haven't identified, but it really is very toxic to their kidneys. So, and there's a lot of fruit cakes around at Christmas time,
yes.
Christmas cakes which are full of raisins usually and stuff like that. So they can actually be very toxic to dogs as well. Cats are usually sensible and a bit more intelligent and fussy. And I have to say that to you, and fussy with what they eat. And so we very rarely get cats eating things that are poisonous and toxic, but dogs, especially like Lindsay's Labradoodle, will often eat anything. So be very careful with your presents. But we also have had them that they've eaten like baubles off Christmas trees and stuff as well. So anything goes.
My brother used to have a cat who liked sultanas.
Yeah, really.
Yeah,
it's unusual.
Yeah, very unusual.
I had one in last week that liked fruit. They used to eat apples and bananas, and I thought, I can't remember ever seen that before.
They're individuals.
Yep.
Hello, Alan.
Hello, how you going?
Good, thank you.
G'day, Dr. Derek. I've got a question. I've got a 21-year-old cat.
Yes.
Who's on 2 tablets of thyroid every day.
Yes.
Which I crush up and I've been mixing.
Is that for an overactive thyroid?
They never said. They just said he's got to go on these tablets.
Okay. What was he doing before? Was he very hungry? Was that?
No. I just took him to the vet one day and I mucking around underneath his chin and said, he's got thyroid problem. That's all they said to me.
Did they take bloods?
No.
Okay. Okay, carry on.
Anyway, we've been using red salmon and crushing up and mixing a little bit of that. Well, he's going off that now, and actually, matter of fact, he's not eating like he used to. But is there a product that cats really like that I can buy and start putting his tablet in again?
Yeah. Do you know the name of the tablets? I'm just a bit...
He's 21 as well.
I'm just a bit puzzled. Do you know what the name of the tablets are?
Can you hang 2 seconds? I'll get the packet.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, because with thyroid, you have to do blood tests, whether you're a human or
Yes.
pet, don't you?
Yes. That's why I'm a little bit puzzled.
Yeah.
Where are we?
Carbimazole. Yeah, carbimazole. Yeah, they must have done blood tests.
Well, I can't remember. I mean, he's 21 now. It's a long time ago.
Okay, yeah, because carbimazole is for an overactive thyroid. And yes, if you give carbimazole without checking the thyroid and the condition doesn't exist, you can kill your cat. So I'm pretty sure.
It's 21.
I'm pretty sure they've taken the thing. Yes, the carbimazole. The good thing about them is they usually control the thyroid level. The bad thing, in a sense, about them is usually with a cat with an overactive thyroid, they're very hungry. So you start putting them on the medication, their appetite usually reduces. So there's a couple of options you've got, Alan. Is a lot of cats, or a lot of cats like cream. So putting in a bit of double cream is often what's good. If you warm up some meat, if you put in a little bit of chicken or something like that and warm it up, a lot of cats will like that as well. If you're really struggling, the other alternative you can get is you can get a product in a tube, and you actually just squeeze a tiny bit onto the inside of your cat's ear, and that does the same job. And that's what we do with cats who are difficult to tablet. So you can talk to your vet about that. As I say, it gets absorbed through the skin of the ear, and it works just as well.
All right, thank you very much, Alan. We are running very late. Are we? If we give the $50 Pet Butcher voucher to Lindsay, are we encouraging that dog to eat more food?
No.
Or is it better food?
No. They've got wonderful food down there. They've got very lean, rare roast beef that you can get, so they've got fabulous food.
Lindsay, you've got the Pet Butcher voucher, $50. The Pet Butcher is baking fresh, lean and healthy meat and veggie loads daily for your fussy furry family. Where can we find you, Dr. Derek?
On the parade, 27 the parade, and the phone number is 83635323.
We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Good afternoon, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. A car has gone into a tree near Port Broughton. The Adelaide City Council is looking to move its Australia Day citizenship ceremonies to the day before, on January 25th. Penny's Hill Estate at McLaren Vale is getting a multi-million-dollar expansion. And in sport, AFLW boss Nicole Livingston will bow out after this weekend's grand final. 5AA weather becoming cloudy this afternoon. Showers and a possible storm tomorrow, 21. Right now it's 26. We'll have more news at 4 and as it happens on 5AA.
For a unique take on everything happening in SA, join Matthew Abraham each Thursday with David and Will.
The Prime Minister's in a popularity death spiral at the moment.
Well, according to all the polls, he is.
Matthew Abraham, Thursday mornings from 7:30.
As he was with the Voice referendum, where he seems to be in his own bubble. It's like we're not in Kansas anymore, Toto. I think he was convinced, until maybe the last few days, that the yes vote was going to get up. He just behaved as though everything was going tickety-boo.
Only on Adelaide's 5AA.
Hi, Tim Ginniver here. You might know a bit about me, but let's talk about something you've probably never heard of: childhood dementia. Over 120 families are living with this condition in SA, and it takes almost as many young lives as cancer. As of today, there's no treatment and no cure. The Little Heroes Foundation wants to change that and now raises money for childhood dementia to increase awareness, support the families and to look for a cure. But they need your support. To make a donation, search Little Heroes Foundation and let's do it for dementia.
It's a frightening thought, but what if you lost the capacity to manage your financial affairs? If you're not at the helm, who makes medical or health decisions? Who controls the family trust? From the simplest to the most complex wills and estate plans, Donlan Lawyers will answer your questions and help carry out your wishes. For wills and estate planning, Visit donlanlawyers.com. That's donlanlawyers.com. Hindmarsh Square, Adelaide, and Ocean Street, Victor Harbour.
Did you know that Aged Rights Advocacy Service, ARIS, provides advocacy support and assistance for retirement village residents? ARIS can help you understand your rights and voice your concerns to village management. We can advocate for you or help you to self-advocate. ARIS is a free, confidential, culturally safe service supporting the rights of all older South Australians. Visit aris.org.au. That's aras.org.au. ARIS is funded by the Australian Government.
With energy prices continuing to soar, Solar Heart is helping smart Australians soak up more sunshine, store more energy, and save more money on every bill. And right now, you can save up to $750 on Solar Heart solar power systems. The bigger the system, the bigger the saving. But with government incentives set to reduce, it pays to get in quick. Don't settle for soaring energy prices. Get smart. Get Solar Heart. Terms and conditions apply.
Now what are you looking for in there?
Have you seen the tape measure?
No, what do you need it for?
Found it.
Oh, I know, you're measuring it again. Just leave it alone.
I think it's gotten a bit longer, hun, so I might need to cut a bit off.
Okay, but since you got the new mower from Stanford Mowers, you've been really fixated on the length of the lawn.
Size matters, hun, doesn't it?
Not at all.
Stanford Mowers, for very meticulous mowers. 590 Main North Road, Jeps Cross. stanfordmowers.com.au.
Don't just get a forklift, get a Toyota forklift.
Right now, Toyota Material Handling is having a massive clear-out of 2022 and 23 plated forklifts. Score great deals across a selected range of new Toyota forklifts currently in stock. Counterbalance and reach forklifts, walkie stackers and more. So if it's 22 or 23 plated, get a great Toyota forklift deal. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Get a Toyota forklift.
T's and C's apply. Offer ends December 31.
The 5AA Player app lets you listen to all your favourite 5AA shows wherever you go.
5AA Afternoons with Angie McBride.
8223 always happy to chat to you about whatever you would like. We've been talking about scams. Have you been scammed? Have you bought? I want to know if people have actually ever bought anything off of social media. You know, so it might be on Facebook, you might see a nice dress and you click on it. And how have you been with that? Good, bad? I've never bought anything from social media, ever. Let me know. After 4 o'clock, Rowie is back, Timmy G and Sam Tugwell with the sports show. And also because it might come in a bit later, but there's tomorrow we're looking at up to 20 millimetres of rain, thunderstorms, almost a carbon copy of what happened Thursday night, Friday. So obviously the severe weather activation has been activated as from today until Wednesday. So Adelaide Metro, Upper Spencer Gulf, Lower Eyre, Riverland, Copper Coast, Clare Valley, Murraylands, Fleurieu Peninsula and Kangaroo Island. So if you know someone who's sleeping rough, or if you're sleeping rough yourself, as from 5 o'clock today until Wednesday morning, you can get overnight accommodation at the Baptist Cares Westercare Centre. That is a Miller's Court in the city. And same as Tuesday. And the Toward Home the Resolve team, you can get outreach from them as well. And also there is Homeless Connect. It will continue to operate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week across the state. My guess is you can probably call this number from the phone boxes as well. If you're homeless or at risk of homelessness, contact Homeless Connect SA 1800 003 or 003 308. That's 1800 003 308. So, that's if you are homeless or know someone that's homeless. It'll be a bit sort of rough for the next 24 hours or so. Now, my next guest won Australian Idol in 2006. Can you believe it? You remember this song?
'Cause this kind of moment is only alone, and I want to remember the look in your eyes. When it's all over, I want you to know that I was with you when I had the night of my
great song. And now Damien Leith is taking on Roy Orbison, and he joins me now. Hello, Damien. Thanks for your time.
Oh, thank you so much for having me on the show.
Now, gosh, it's been a long time since I've heard that song. Such a good song. Do you still sing that at your non-Roy Orbison concerts?
I do, actually. I do it all the time. It's weird, actually, just hearing it there in the background. It's a funny one. It always brings up kind of memories for me because, in between shows, I'm not hearing the song. And then when I hear it again, I just go, oh, wow.
That's actually pretty good.
All those years ago.
That was quite a good song. So, because that was 17 years ago, you won Idol. Do you have fond memories of that time?
I do. Yeah, absolutely. On that particular year, I had no intention of entering Idol or anything like that. So it was really a whirlwind year. It was, one of those years where it was just totally unpredicted. I had no idea what to expect. And suddenly I was on this TV show and everything was changing quite rapidly.
Yeah.
It was great. Great.
Now, your new album, Roy Orbison Orchestrated. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so, about 12 years ago, I recorded an album called Roy Orbison, a tribute to Roy Orbison, which I actually recorded with his wife, Barbara Orbison.
Wow.
So it was a very unique and really fortunate thing for me to get to do. I flew over there and I worked with her. So I became really attached to the music of Roy Orbison. But about a year or so ago, I approached a composer and I said, hey, listen, we need to do something bigger and grander with this. And she said she'd compose a whole new show, but we really wanted to do something different. We wanted little segues and unique orchestrations that people would never have heard before. And along came the show. We put it together as a live show first, and then managed to get it recorded.
So how did you end up working with Barbara? How did that work? Did someone just say, oh, I know Barbara Orbison? You're like, okay, cool, let's meet.
No, it was the weirdest thing. So when I was on Idol, so 17 years ago, I did Crying, the Roy Orbison song, and Barbara Orbison heard it via YouTube. And she got in touch with the producers, said she liked it, and I thought nothing more of it. I thought, actually, to be honest, I thought it was a lie. I thought the producers had just said that. But you know the way it works. The hype for it's a TV show. So, but then 2 years later, she got in touch with the record company saying that she wanted to record an album for what would have been his 75th birthday, and wanted to know if I'd be interested in doing it. Yeah, so it was surreal, really surreal.
It's really surreal, isn't it?
No, but wow. I'm not sure what it was or why I was chosen. I'm not sure for what reason, but it was incredible. I flew over to Nashville probably a week later, and she had organized all these different producers and musicians to work with that had some sort of connection with Roy, and before I knew it, I was sitting with a full album.
Well, Damien Leith, you just said, I don't know why, maybe because it was actually a really good performance, and because Crying has got that kind of, I don't know what, it's not vibrato, is it that kind of, and you've got that, the way you sing, with the way Roy sung Crying, because it's kind of not yodeling, I don't know, you'd know the term of it, you're a singer, not me.
No, it's definitely that kind of falsetto, that higher stuff. Yeah, I mean, I think, his songs definitely, they work for my voice. They really do. I love singing his songs. They're so beautifully written. They just, everything flows really nicely into the next note, and they're gorgeous songs. So definitely his songs suit me. But still, I was shocked. I couldn't believe that it was even happening.
So Damien, when you chose, back, and I know this is probably stretching the memory a bit, so when you sung Crying, was that suggested to you by the people who are in the background, or did you choose that song?
No, you know what it was? They did 1 week where it was an audience vote, and it was the audience picked Crying for me. And I weirdly enough, there was an Irish woman in the audience who had to kind of voice it out, and she says, I think he should do Crying. And that was where it came from. So it wasn't my choice or the producers. It definitely came from a public vote. So it was total. It was all chance, the whole lot. It was strange.
It's serendipity.
It is. Absolutely.
Isn't it weird how things happen and your life just changed? You would have never, if you'd never sung that song, it's a sliding doors thing, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. I'd always admired Roy, and I'd listened to him from afar. My auntie has always sung his songs, but I never tried one. He was never really on the radar as somebody that I would sing, but I learned pretty fast what an amazing artist he was.
And now this is your second Roy Orbison album, Roy Orbison Orchestrated. Is Crying still your favourite song to sing, or is there another one, or is that just too hard to choose?
Well, it is. It's pretty tough, I've got to say. But, there's a song on the album, In Dreams, which I just think, oh, what a song. And, the orchestrations that Emma Greenhill came up with for this particular song, she's got this beautiful, beautiful little intro, and it's a really moving song. The song's amazing anyway. I think it's just one of those sort of songs, again, it's a masterpiece, it really and truly is. And for me now, with the strings and everything there, it's pretty special.
Now, I love that how long have you been in Australia for?
20 years.
And I love
20 years.
I love that you haven't lost your accent.
To tell my mother that, my mother's convinced. I'm going home at Christmas time, and I know one of the first things she'll say is, "Oh, look at you! You speak with an Aussie accent." And 100% she'll say it.
No, but then you'll hang around with your mum for a while. Then all of a sudden you'll come back to Australia, and no one will be able to understand you because you've been suddenly got back into your full Irish twang. But okay, I'm not gonna argue with your mother.
Yeah. But I gotta say though, 20 years in Australia has flown by. It's what when we came to Australia, it was a travelling through. We had a round the world ticket, and it's hard to believe actually 20 years have passed. We're still here, so it says so much for Australia. It's such a great country.
So, what's the plan with this album? See how it goes. You might tour it.
I'm actually coming your way.
Are you really?
I'm going to be playing at Her Majesty's Theatre in May, and actually this is an exclusive because it doesn't go on sale until Thursday. Thursday this week.
Well, perfect timing. So Her Majesty's in May. Tickets go on sale Thursday, and I'm sure we'll find out. You probably just there'll be a link on your website, won't there?
There'll be a link, and it'll be But it's just, since I'm chatting to you, I may as well let you know.
Do it. Don't tell your publicist in case it's embargoed, but that's okay. We won't tell anyone. So,
it's out there now.
When was the last time you were in Adelaide, do you think?
I actually get to Adelaide a fair bit, but the last show I did actually wasn't in Adelaide. It was out in the Barossa.
Oh, so, yes. Beautiful Barossa, yeah.
Oh, gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So I'm overdue an actual Adelaide show, so I thought, you know what, we may as well do a big extravaganza, so it'll be the full 35-piece concert orchestra. It's going to be really good. It's going to be awesome.
Good Christmas presents as well.
Oh, I like your style. Look at that. That's it. Gee, I mean, if people woke up on Christmas Day and they didn't have tickets to that show, they'd be so disappointed.
They would be extremely disappointed. So I'm sure if you go to Damien Leith website, and we'll find out where, as soon as we get the link, we'll share that as well. So when you're not doing Roy Orbison and touring, what are you doing? What do you like doing in your downtime?
I still write an awful lot. I write stories. I've got a novel coming out next year. It's a kids book, like a teen. It's kind of a young teens book. So in the same style as, say, Roald Dahl or one of those. So yeah, writing is probably one of my favorite pastimes. I write as often as I can. I love it. I've always loved it.
Yeah, I like writing as well, and I've got a couple of ideas for books, but it's just trying to find the time and to map it all out and start. But I think that's my goal for next year is to. I've got all these ideas in my head, Damien, and I have run it by a couple of novelists, and they think it could work. So,
do it. They always say that what I found definitely even with this book is because I hit a wall where I just couldn't find the time to do it, and then I just went, this is it. I'm dedicated, and I mapped out like an hour every single day.
Yeah.
That had to be just writing, and then before I knew it, the book was written.
Well, best wishes, and I'm just googling your on your website, and I think All right, that's all right. You've got a long tour, but we'll find out. We'll find out exactly where you can buy tickets. But if you go to damianleith.com.au, Damien Leith, Roy Orbison Orchestra, it's available now. Thank you for your time. Have a great Christmas.
My pleasure. Have a great Christmas as well. Talk to you soon.
Thank you. Are you a Roy Orbison fan? He was pretty good, wasn't he? Wayne sent a message through. Sorry, Wayne, I've only just received this. Damien, has he sung The Way Is Love? We'll have to look that one up. You might have to go and see his concert, Wayne. Christmas present.
Say goodbye to power bills for good and access clean green energy from the sun with a 10 kilowatt rooftop solar system valued at $11,000 thanks to NRG Solar. 5AA's Variety Radiothon is on this Friday, giving you the chance to bid on this amazing solar system thanks to NRG Solar, with all proceeds going to our friends at Variety, the children's charity. To bid or find out more, visit 5AA.com.au. All thanks to NRG Solar, Variety SA and 1395, Adelaide's 5AA.
There's a lot to love about learning just about anything with WEA. Real-time, face-to-face learning with like-minded people. For the adventurers, take an introduction to karate or dance through the ages learning Baroque, Renaissance and Regency dancing. Visit wea-sa.com.au.
There's hot chili cashews, smoked almonds and delicious spicy peanuts. Merry Christmas, folks. I'm Brett Charlesworth, and they're just 3 of the tantalising products we cook hot and fresh for you in every one of our Charlesworth Nuts stores. There's salted and unsalted nuts, there's spicy, hot chili and smokehouse flavoured, plus our range of designer mixes exclusive to Charlesworth's. Just follow the seductive aroma of freshly cooked nuts to one of our 11 family-owned stores or shop online. Why Charlesworth? Because fresh nuts taste better.
You might think having thousands of POWs is excessive. But that's not what the team at Parafield Airport Liquor Store think, because that's how many they have. Sure, they might be made up of over 200 gins, 300 craft beers, 500 whiskies from around the world, and over 2,000 wines. But they're some of the best POWs you can have, and they're always looking for more. Parafield Airport Liquor Store. POWs, next to Roulette's Tavern, Kings Road, Parafield.
Experience the magic of Christmas with the Adelaide Symphony Orchestra. Join me, Guy Noble, your host and conductor, and sing along as we deck the halls with a magnificent array of carols, beloved classics and festive favourites. Bring your loved ones for a night out at the Festival Theatre on December 15 and 16 and kick off your silly season with the Adelaide Symphony. Book your tickets now at aso.com.au.
At IGA, you'll get everything you need this Christmas. Schweppes soft drink or mixers, 1.1 litre selected varieties, $1.40 each. IGA, where Christmas is made special for locals. Offer ends November 28. Participating IGA stores only.
Who can fix the shower?
Service today.
Who can fix the power?
Service today.
Yes, we can, is what we say.
Service today.
Every time you see our bright yellow trucks in your area, we're helping out your neighbours. We can help you too. So for the best plumbing, electrical, heating and cooling work, call Service Today 24/7. Can you fix the shower? Yes, we can. Can you fix the power? Yes, we can. Yes, we can, is what we say. Service Today. Call 1300 Service.
No child should miss out on what they need because of poverty. You can give a child in need access to extra learning support so they can learn today and change tomorrow. Donate today. Search the Smith family.
There's a lot to love about learning just about anything you want with WEA. Just name it. And remember, it's real-time, face-to-face learning, so you'll always get answers to your questions. Find hundreds of courses at wea-sa.com.au.
Most people are unaware that bad bacteria can grow quickly in food that's stored, prepped or cooked incorrectly, and that can lead to food poisoning. To avoid bad bacteria, always make sure your hands and cooking utensils are clean. Keep raw meat and chicken away from food that won't be cooked. Run your fridge at or below 5 degrees Celsius and use a meat thermometer to ensure your meat's being cooked to at least 75 degrees Celsius. For more tips on keeping bad bacteria at bay, visit foodsafety.asn.au.
The 5AA Player app lets you listen to all your favourite 5AA shows wherever you go.
5AA Afternoons with Angie McBride.
Just watch an act at Mount Pleasant Davenport Road. It's been issued for Mount Pleasant in the Barossa Valley. Take action now, as this bushfire may threaten your safety. Leave now. Check that the path is clear. Go to a safer place. Do not enter this area as conditions are dangerous. The Mount Pleasant fire is uncontrolled. The grass fire is burning in a northwesterly direction towards Angus Valley Road, Lucas Road, Rosebank Homestead, and conditions are continually changing. We'll keep you updated, but for more information, cfs.sa.gov.au, or the information hotline is 1800 362 361. After 4 o'clock, Timmy G, you're coming down from a jam-packed weekend?
Yes, indeed. Of course, the Velo Adelaide 500 was just amazing, and we were very blessed that Adelaide put on some good weather too, because we were concerned on Thursday with a bit of precipitation that then sort of got threatened on the Friday, but didn't occur. And then, of course, Saturday and Sunday were lovely days. So finished off brilliantly. And then last night, some 50-odd thousand or whatever, scrunched in to see Robbie Williams. So, yeah, she was a bit of a tight exit, let me tell you. Yeah.
Now, what have you got on today?
We've got, well, both Adelaide and Port Adelaide started their pre-seasons. They're back on the track. So a lot of the 1 to 4 year players, but quite a few of the seniors turned out as well, because they're probably bored training by themselves, wanted to get back into it with their teammates. So that was good. And we'll be wrapping up. The Crows women, unfortunately, went down by a point.
Yeah.
The Adelaide Reds got back in the winning circle. So we'll be talking all sports to all people.
All right, lovely.
Cherry
Thank you. We'll tune in for that Rowie, Timmy G. I'll turn my mic off. That's what I'm doing well, aren't I, Tim? On that note, that's me out of there. Thank you, Josh. We'll do it all again tomorrow.
Do you know the signs of elder abuse? It's not always obvious. It may be physical, psychological, sexual,